Hello and welcome back to another episode of What You Missed News, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying out a new setup today, so leave me feedback down in the comments below. Tell me if you like it. I put up some curtains to dull the light, but maybe it's dulled too much. Maybe there's too much glare in the background. I'm thinking about changing some things around the office, so we'll see how that goes. Now, before we get into the video game news stories today, I'd like to give a big shout out to Super Geek Box once again. They sent me a new box. I haven't opened it yet, but they also sent me Snacky Box as well, so I'll be getting into those promos later on this month and next month. But for now, if you guys see any threads that you really like, sunglasses, hats, Super Geek Box often puts stuff in there. I've promoted them before. I've been promoting them for years. They're a really nice company, and they send out monthly boxes, ladies and gentlemen. It's like Christmas every single month of the year. You get a box, you say, oh, what's in here? And you get excited to open it, and you find out that there's some really cool stuff in there that you may like. So check them out if you're interested. Now, on to the video game news. To begin with, students have won a bet with a teacher to make the final exam about Fortnite. Wow! The kid in me thinks, this is awesome, man. Kids taking a test about video games. Like, man, wow, this is so cool. But then the adult in me, the person who's going to college now, thinks, aren't you getting an education? Why would you even bother going into school that day? Why would you even bother taking the test? What's it matter? All but it counts towards your chemistry grade. I believe this is a AP chemistry test. Yeah, and this is for high school, and this is in Ohio, so here where I live. Still, I don't know how this is possibly an okay thing. How is the school board going to approve this? And ultimately, this is probably going to turn out very negative for them in the end. Basically, all they had to do was get a certain amount of retweets, and they were able to substitute a test about Fortnite instead of chemistry. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The likelihood is that the individuals in the course that are going to be taking the Fortnite test have already been passing and would pass no matter what would happen with the other test. So that's probably why they're able to substitute that in. That would be my guess. So, players on PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds are going to have their leaderboards reset as well, ladies and gentlemen, and by the time you're seeing this, they've probably already been reset. So heads up to that if you're interested in that game or you play it a lot. Also, there's a fired League of Legends coach that states, the story I told, quote, wasn't sexually explicit, but could be, quote, construed or interpreted as sexual harassment. And that would be the gist of the story. There's a lot going on in this. ESPN reported on this as well, and in an interview he stated that. So he said that it was related to an inappropriate remark made to a woman, and that's very unfortunate because, of course, he got fired for that. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's some information on that. There's a mod that adds Goku and all his powers to Grand Theft Auto 5. So, yeah, I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 has mods out the butt. So if you're playing the PC version, you can be Goku now, and you can just basically, do the Kamehameha and annihilate cars on highways. So that's awesome. I love it. Thumbs up. On to something a little bit not so awesome, but also awesome at the same time. I believe that's called Bittersweet. We have Metal Gear Survive, including a hidden shout out to Kojima Productions, among many other things. So this is a story that was covered by Polygon, but also Young Ya outlines it with something that makes it look a little bit easier on the eyes, something to see. So over at Young Ya, you can check out his full video on it. He does a 7-minute video about it, so you get all that information. This is just skimming over the top. Basically, there's a hidden message in a kind of missing in action report that is shown in the beginning of the game. And if you look at certain letters, it spells out things like Kojima Productions forever, and then it talks about the producers of Metal Gear, and then it also shows Vengeful Mosquito being the assumed to be programmer who put this in there as their code name. And yeah, it's basically one last jab from Kojima at Konami over this game. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I thought that was really, really cool. Nevertheless, it's still in there. Pokemon turns 22 this year with a low-key birthday party. Yes, so it's Pokemon Day today, and we have ourselves a nice hat. I've got a bunch of Pokemon stuff, so I'm wearing the hat out of a nod to the Pokemon Day. This year, we have tons of stuff. The Google Home and Amazon Alexa compatible smart devices can gain a Pikachu voice to talk to you. There's also Snapchat filters that allow you to look like a Pokemon and have some Pokemon additives put on you, as well as a birthday hat wearing Pikachu in Pokemon Go. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, these events will be going on for a short time, so check into them if you're interested. Atari is making a new Night Driver game. If you guys didn't know what Night Driver is, okay, I'm gonna show you a video. This is from High Retro Game Lord, and yeah, it's not that much. It's Atari, it's 8 bits. It's amazing. There's no questioning that. But the remake itself just has a nice, decent 80s, 70s style trailer showing off some cars driving. But in reality, it is going to just be an iOS and Android port over. This is good because Atari is coming back from the dead. And if they keep making decent ports and decent games that you can just download and play, I'm sure it will be a lot better than what they've been going through the last few years, where they've barely been getting any attention. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check it out. I just think it's interesting that over the course of around 40 years we've seen such leaps in technology that we go from some square pixels driving on a road in between a few rectangles in complete black to fully detailed cars driving in a phone that you take with you. So very, very awesome to see that. Stardew Valley's creator talks about a secret game in the next development. So we don't know what the secret game is, but it's coming out. It's not exactly clear. Concerned Ape tweeted this out and talked about it, and it is noted in brackets that it is a secret game in the works, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're really into Stardew Valley, that should be really good news for you. Sea of Thieves Xbox One S bundle coming out, and it's going to be for the Plundering. Of course, it's going to be coming with Sea of Thieves. So this is just nothing special. It doesn't look different. It's just a white Xbox One S with a download of the game, a 1 terabyte Xbox One S, and of course the controller, 1 month of the Xbox Live Gold and Xbox Game Passes as well. So that's a pretty decent deal because it's priced at $300. Competition for the Nintendo Switch without a doubt, ladies and gentlemen. And one last story I really did want to hit on here. After months of controversy, the ESRB will add in-game purchases label to games. Well, that's a step in the right direction. We have it on phone games. We have it on games that are for tablets. We have it even for some games that are on PCs. They say, hey, by the way, before you buy this game, it does contain in-app purchases, especially the free-to-play ones. But man, was it really this difficult to get this? You can go into depth with the story, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I will link it in the description below. But this news comes 2 weeks after the U.S. senators from New Hampshire, from Hawaii, investigating loot boxes, talking about loot boxes. And you know, I'm sure companies like EA, companies like Blizzard and Activision are going to be very upset and are really losing it right now just because of one simple label. I mean, you got to really think about it here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a label that might deter people from buying these games, especially parents for their kids, because their parents are going to see, oh, in-app purchases available. No, Johnny, I'm really not going to buy that for you because I really don't want to spend any more on this game. How many times have you had parents who've said, I already bought you a game console, and that was like 5 years ago, you know, and a new game console comes out, and they're like, well, I already bought you a game console, so I'm not gonna buy you another game console. I'm not gonna do this and that and the other. And the same thing applies to video games. Oh, I already bought you the game. I'm not gonna buy you anything else for the game. You got the game, go play the game. And that's how a lot of parents see it, ladies and gentlemen. And games are expensive. It's a very expensive hobby, so it's not really surprising that this might deter some parents from buying the games for their children, and especially some young individuals who are looking through games very, very quickly. Parents need these simple informations, and yeah, we can't overwhelm them with a lot of details. So basically, it's just going to be a label saying, hey, in-app game purchases are going to be here. In-game purchases. Some type of extent clarifying that there are going to be in-game purchases. So I think that's really a step in the right direction. I mean, you know, you don't really even have to ban loot boxes if you really don't want to. I think they're crap. I think they're horrible. But at the same time, if you just disclose the odds and tell people, hey, you can buy loot boxes in this game, I wouldn't really even have a problem with it. You know what you're getting into. You know exactly what you're getting into. They sell lottery tickets down at everyone's local gas station, all right? You buy you a lottery ticket. But there are disclosed odds available for you to look and see what you could potentially win and possibly win. And they're pretty ridiculous, but they are available for you to find if you want to look into it. So there you are, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode of What You Missed News. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. As for me, I am off to play me some Pokemon Go. Believe it or not, it's National Pokemon Day. So, I've been your host, Protomario. If you did enjoy this video, please leave me a like and share it. And yeah, as always, I'm signing out. Good gaming. God bless. And I hope you guys enjoy National Pokemon Day. Or, well, if you're seeing this a day later, I hope you enjoyed National Pokemon Day. I'll see you guys in the next episode.